What we're asking for is simply the necessary protection to take care of ourselves and take care of our families.
Frontline airline workers pleading for a mandate to give them personal protective equipment.
We think it's critical right now.
Across the industry, employees who remain in the air are catching and dying from the coronavirus.
Paul Frischkorn, a longtime flight attendant based out of Philadelphia, died from COVID-19.
The Los Angeles Times tracked down information on 15 airline workers who died within a 9-day span this month.
Tonight, FedEx is mourning the loss of a pilot who died from COVID-19.
Unions have already asked the government for help. The Airline Pilots Association, the world's biggest pilots union, wants it to mandate voluntary CDC guidelines on employee protection. The FAA responded, saying it helped the CDC write guidance, which it updated last week. "We are not a public health agency," the FAA said. "We must look to other U.S. government agencies for guidance on public and occupational health." But the union points out in 2006, the FAA defined itself a public health authority to get access to HIPAA-protected information for research. The agency told Newsy that was a limited designation. The notice itself claims no additional regulatory authority. It's telling airlines to follow the guidelines. American Airlines tells us it's buying masks and distributing them as quickly as we can, without keeping those supplies from first responders and healthcare providers. And Southwest saying it already provides face masks, gloves, and sanitizing wipes to crews and frontline employees.
We're asking in-flight to give us good feedback on the cabin, galleys, and lavatories. And of course, we're asking our pilots to give us good feedback on the condition of the flight deck.
Right now, pilots are just kind of piecing it together. They're getting masks either from their own personal supply, they're getting them from the flight office, but it's not a sufficient and guaranteed supply of the personal protective equipment that we need.
Jason Goldberg is with American Airlines Pilots Union.
So if the FAA believes that this is not their purview, we took them at their word that they were not the appropriate authority in this issue. We decided to take it up the ladder to the lawmakers, to the congressmen and senators, and to the president.
Now, union leaders are going straight to Capitol Hill, trying to convince lawmakers to write up legislation that requires airlines protect workers. American Airlines Pilots Union is asking its members to send a letter to their representative.
If we get priority as essential workers, that will open up the supply of masks to the company and to the flight crews that need them.
Hoping they'll get a mandate for the equipment they need so they won't have to see any more headlines like this one. James Packard, Newsy, Chicago.